Hello everyone, how's it going? Put retro prime and all that pish. Gonna have a beer here. Sounds good. I've had a really busy day. And I didn't think I was going to. I was going to do a video this afternoon on this. But life got in the way, so I shall do that tomorrow. Yeah, so I thought I'd just hang my phone up on kitchen work surface because the wife's in the living room and watching her TV and stuff, and that's where the games room is as well. So I can't do it, and it's just a little cash video. I'm going to show you some games that I got in the cheap because I've done quite well in charity shops recently and stuff. So stressful day. Well, not stressful, just busy day. So a wee tinny before bed, I think. I want to talk about the Super Mario Commodore 64 port. Straight away Nintendo took it off, and rightly so, people were pissed off, but also rightly so, people were saying, just checking the time there, people were saying, well, it's their property, it's their intellectual property, of course they're going to take it off, and of course they are. That's just how the business works. But what was important about the Commodore 64 port wasn't its existence, or it wasn't like the game itself wasn't what was important. It was the sort of passion and the thinking behind it. Someone who clearly loves the Commodore 64, clearly thinks it had the potential to be better than it was at the time, and clearly has a lot of love for the Super Mario and retro gaming, thought, I'm going to spend 7 years of my life making sure I can do this and program it and stuff. So it was a love letter to retro gaming more than anything else. The guy surely knew, making it, that it was going to, because Nintendo just clamped down dead hard on everything. The guy made it knowing this was going to happen. I think it was like 4 days after it was released, they put a cease and desist on it. It's still available to download everywhere. Once it's on the web, it's like, once it's out there, it's pretty much impossible to get rid of it. But they've been clamping down on all official download sites and stuff. But yeah, it's the game itself was less important than why it was created, I think. It shows that there's a lot of passion out there for retro gaming, and no just casually. I mean, everyone knows that. I'm not saying anything new there, but it's just a reaffirmation, especially with considering it's the Commodore 64 as well, which is a slightly nicher side of retro gaming, like the Spectrum and the Amstrad and the Commodore 64. That's certainly not as worldwide as Nintendo and Sega and things like that. So to see, and like I said on my video about it, while investigating, I found that there was a massive homebrew for Commodore 64, and it's bizarre that people are still making games for, same with Atari Lynx and things like that, still making games for these systems, not because they've no other option or it's their only avenue, but because they love the system so much they want to see new content on it. And all these years later, that's fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So the discussion was about, on a lot of forums, was about, oh, Nintendo took it down, bastards. Oh, well, of course they were gonna, it's their IP, bastards, IP, bastards, IP. I know talking to Transformers fans about IP theft is a bit of a muddy area with this sort of third party existence and stuff. But people should certainly take it as a sort of, as the love letter to retro gaming it was, I think. Yeah, I was going to do a whole video on that, but that literally sums it up in one sentence. It was a love letter to the Commodore 64 and to retro gaming in general. Right, so I'll show you some of the games that I've picked up recently in charity shops and the like. I'll make this a right waffle video. I'm going to start doing videos every so often that haven't really got a certain topic. Just me waffling about things. I can't wait a snazzy name for it. Waffle chat or something like that, because certainly waffling is the way I do things. First of all, I made my top 5 retro moments video like public after the fact. It was made for my pal in England and his brother and other mates, Dave and James. Pardon me. Oh yes, 5S. Pardon me, this beer's making me right windy. We went to one of their houses for what we call retro weekend. We go down, we play, it's supposed to be all about playing retro gaming, but that kind of makes way for for playing VR or just watching music videos on YouTube and chilling it. But it's the fundamentals is retro gaming. We take our Lynxes down and we have 4-player warbirds and all this kind of stuff, and we play like these homemade arcade system and all this kind of stuff. So for this retro weekend, we'd said, right, well, I'll make funny videos, top 5 retro memories or something. I can't remember what it was, like gaming retro memories. So the 5 of us made videos and we showed them off while we were having a drink, and it was dead funny. So that's why it was a bit like weird and kind of sort of, I was making statements to individuals rather than to YouTube and stuff. But I thought I'd make it public because they seemed to enjoy it and it was funny. It was me in a wig, so there you go. So, went down to Derbyshire, had a fantastic weekend. I was a bit tired and stuff because of my back pains and stress in life and stuff, but it was really good to see them and relax, and sometimes spending time with good people makes you feel better, and it did. But down where they live or nearby in Derbyshire, there's like half a dozen bloody shops, like retro shops or sex or cash converters and these wee sort of mum and pop like retro stores. I know one of them's closing down apparently, but it's still like more in that one bit than I've ever seen in the entire Scotland. So we went to a couple of them. They were alright. I never picked up much. I got CJ's Elephant Antics for the Commodore 64. Now, my Commodore 64 is broken at the moment. I play the Mini, so I play this game all the time, but it's just something I wanted to own because it was one of my favourite games. And I just wanted to see it in my hand again. Oh, I'll have nothing on that side. There you go. CJ's Elephant Antics. And the funny thing was, my daughter seen this line, and she's like 4, and she's like, Daddy, what's that? It's a game. No, it's not. I was like, it is. She's like, no, it's not. She couldn't get her head around that this was a game. It was dead funny. And I picked up a random Commodore 64 Commodore format power pack because CF was my life back in the day, and waiting for it to come out was like a big deal. So I thought, I just wanted to hold it in my hand. It was like, they were selling them at half price. It was £2, so I got it for £1. I just wanted to hold it in my hand and sort of reminisce, shall we say. So I had a fantastic weekend with the guys. Came back up. Before I went away, actually, I found this in a charity shop for £1. £1. It's Tiger Woods 2010 on the PSP. Sealed. So I'm assuming it's boxed incomplete, but it's still got the official PSP sticker on it. I love Tiger Woods games, so that's a fantastic find for £1. Especially up where I live in Scotland. Scotland's terrible. For normal retail and charity shops, it's fucking ridiculous. So I very rarely check, but at the beginning of this week we had to go to another local town nearby called Hawick, or Hoyk. It's actually in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's a section of the city called Hawick. Is it 5 or is it 4 actually? I think it's 5. Because some of the makers, it being originally based in Scotland and one of the guys was from Hoyk, they've got this Hoyk district, or they call it Hawick in the game, but it's called Hoyk. See, waffle chat. I went in the charity shops there because the wife was doing something, and there's like 7 of them on the high street, and they were all pretty much a bust. FIFA, bloody, like Kawasaki Brain Training, all those kind of games, the stuff that you're never going to pick up in a million years. But then one of them must have got like a big release of games, because I went in and there was tons of decent Xbox 360 games, all for very cheap, £1 or £2. So I thought, I'm going to pick these up. I got another copy of this, Ninja Gaiden 2, because I can't find the first copy that I bought at a charity shop recently. So that was £1, so I thought, oh, why not? Save me hunting through the thousands of games that I've already got just to find it. Oh, that'll be as right good. Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. It took me months and months to find a decently priced copy of this, and I think I eventually found it in, where did I get it? It was in game somewhere, second hand, I think, up in Fife or something. I got it, but other than that, it's really expensive. We've been the first Dark Souls. I mean, now the remasters out, maybe there's more copies available. I got that for £1, so that's no bad at all. I've done the wee pauser, like I'm going to edit that out, and I don't think I am. I'm just going to let it run. So if I do pauses and stuff, it's just because I'm so tired and I can't be bothered editing anything out. Red Dead Redemption. Not the Game of the Year edition, unfortunately. But I've got the Game of the Year edition. And again, I can't find it because it's in my collection. So I'll just stick this in the bedroom next to the 360 and play it when I want. This is a cracker, I think. I mean, I've never played the game, so maybe it's shit, but it was certainly a decent find, I think. Street Fighter versus Tekken. Street Fighter X Tekken and Tekken? Street Fighter and Tekken. X Tekken. I don't know. It's a Street Fighter fighting game with Tekken characters in it. I put it, when I got home, I put it in my Xbox One because I really wanted to have a look at it, but it doesn't work. It's obviously no one of the backwards compatible games yet, so the 360 is actually set up in the kitchen as well, but I can't be arsed setting it up actually. I can't be arsed turning it on because I'm a lazy bastard. I need to go behind the fridge and plug the fucker in. Witcher 2? There we go. Oh, I didn't realise this existed for the Xbox 360. I assumed all the other Witcher games were on PC. Apparently they're not. It's the enhanced edition, whatever that means. It comes with a book, I think. Quest handbook. And that's it. What does it say? Time of Chaos. Well, it doesn't say what it includes, but is it just the handbook? I don't know. £2 for that. I was worried it wasn't going to be in there because it was sealed, like they'd wrapped it. But it is. There you go. I love the third one. Never played any other ones, but I'll definitely be giving that one a shot at some point. I might see if my brother's interested in joining me to sort of have a go at this, because he loves the third one as well. Yeah, it's not a bad find, is it? That's quite cool. And it's really weird. Me and my pal James, or as you guys on YouTube know, Monkey Spas, were talking about Command and Conquer games, and Command and Conquer. I don't know why I said that right, but then it felt like I didn't. I'm obviously shattered. I found Red Letter 3. I've got all the PS1 Command and Conquers, and that's kind of the only games I know from the series. And we're talking about how I don't really like RTS games. They're no I've not got the sort of thinking power behind them for it. But I was really wanting to play a recent Command and Conquer game. And there you go, picked that up for £1. Get a bit serendipitous. XCOM Unknown, or Enemy Unknown. Now, I have got this on the Xbox One because it was one of the free games 1 month. You know, you get when you get the Xbox, what's it called, XBLA, you get the 1 or 2 Xbox One games, but it's usually like fucking some indie shit that nobody wants to pay for, and you get like a couple of decent 360 games. Well, I've got it through that. I have played it, but just having a physical copy, that's quite good. It means I can play it on the old 360 there. Titanfall. Played the second one, loved it. The first one completely passed me by. Ooh. What's that? Titanfall, Xbox Live, Gold Trial. Anyone want 2 free days on Xbox Live? 2 days. The second one was really good, the campaign certainly. So, I don't know, I'll give that a shot. And see, again, £1. That's not bad for £1, that isn't it? Decent. And I was always a big fan of the 360, much more so than the Xbox One. I find myself, when I'm playing the Xbox One, it's mostly for 360 games. Yeah, the 360 is a big place in my heart, and finding a stack of games that I've never played before, it's quite fantastic. Last one, Dragon's Dogma. Now this is one of these games where I've heard the name a few times, but I knew nothing about. I mistakenly thought it was, what's the other one? It's no Dragon, there's another sort of Dragon something Inquisition. What set of games is that? I've played a few of them, and I can't for love nor money think what they're called. I am tired. But I assumed, you'll all come on about, I assumed this was part of that, and it seems to not be. It seems to be a sort of almost Skyrim-esque type of affair. So, I'm very interested in trying that. Very, very interested. And again, that's just £1. So there you go. £1. Imagine if you were like a guy who didn't have any new consoles, you only had a 360 and they played it in a while, go to a charity shop and pick that up for £1. That's more than getting your money's worth. And includes early access to the Resident Evil 6 demo, available from the 3rd of the 7th, 2012. Can't wait to download that. Not because the game's shit. Right, there we go. There we go. Just a wee waffly video. I had a good time with my mates. I've been off work with a sore back. My back went the other week, and so I haven't been back to work for that. But I'm getting back soon, so that should be good. Get me back at the swing of things. Other than that, the kids had chicken pox. That was hellish. I knew it was coming. It happens well, kids. Hopefully, you want to get it out the road early so they don't get it as an adult, but still kind of unbearable to see your kid going through that kind of thing. Although she's taking it in her stride. She's a good lass that way. Aye. Pop quiz. Does anyone know the cheat for this game? If you know the cheat for CJ's Elephant Antics on the Commodore 64, leave a comment below. And if you don't, Google it because it's dead funny. Aye, there you go. Wee waffly video. I'll be doing a video on this tomorrow. And then whatever after that, I don't know. So, aye, I'm going to enjoy my can. One singular can of cold beer. And then I'm back to my bed. So I'll see you later, guys. Hey.